You ever have that feeling like you're trying so hard to move forward, but you just keep getting pulled back? 2 steps forward, 1 step back? Well, what if one of our most common, everyday habits is the very thing that's silently undoing all our good work? In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on a hidden force that can totally drain our spiritual progress: the karmic cost of misplaced blame.
To really get this, we've got to go back to some ancient wisdom. The Bhagavad Gita gives us this powerful warning about actions that are tamasic. Basically, things we do when we're confused, when our minds are clouded. Imagine you're just acting in a thick fog. You can't see the real consequences of what you're doing. That idea, that tamasic action, that's the absolute key to understanding the whole problem of misplaced blame.
So let's make this personal for a second. When I say moral failure, what pops into your head? Probably something huge, something dramatic, right? A big scandal. But what if the most damaging moral failure isn't some grand act at all? What if it's something quiet, something subtle, something we do almost every single day without even thinking about it?
Okay, let's unpack that idea. We're not talking about the obvious, headline-grabbing stuff here. Nope, we're talking about something way more insidious. Think of it like a slow leak, a quiet erosion that can just wash away years and years of your best efforts and your purest intentions.
So here's the core of it. Misplaced blame acts like a powerful karmic drain. I want you to picture all your hard work, all your discipline, all your good deeds filling up this reservoir of positive energy or merit. Now imagine there's a tiny hidden leak at the bottom, slowly but surely draining it all away. That, right there, is exactly what misplaced blame does.
Right, so if we're going to plug this leak, we've got to find it first. So what is misplaced blame, really? And maybe more importantly, what are its sneaky disguises in our day-to-day lives? It really is as simple and as destructive as this: blaming the wrong person. It's that moment we shift the responsibility for a problem away from where it actually belongs and onto an easier target, a scapegoat.
And this is where it gets so tricky. It's almost never a loud, obvious accusation. It's the quiet stuff. It's the subtle hint, the loaded question. It's that moral reframing that completely twists the story so the bad guy looks like the victim. Oh, and it's that classic line, well, if you had just done this differently. Or, and this one is so powerful, it's just your silence. Your silence when you know for a fact that a false story is being told.
And from a karmic perspective, this is a huge deal. It's not some harmless little white lie. It's a direct violation of what the ancient wisdom calls Dharma, the basic principle of right action and cosmic order. And why is it so bad? Because it actively protects the person who did wrong, and it punishes the person who's telling the truth. It literally turns morality upside down.
So, how exactly does this whole moral inversion thing actually drain our hard-earned merit? Let's get into the mechanics of it.
Okay, take a look at this. On the left side, you see all the things that build up our spiritual bank account. Being truthful, self-correcting when we're wrong. But then, look at the right side. You see how misplaced blame does the exact opposite. It rewards bad behavior, it pushes truth away, and it just completely silences that inner voice, our conscience. It's a perfect moral U-turn.
You see, every single time we misplace blame, this 3-step negative pattern just kicks right in. First, we have to suppress our conscience. That little gut feeling that tells us something's not right? Second, we justify the harm. We create a story that makes it all seem okay. And third, at the very root of it all, we protect our ego. It is such a powerful and destructive internal cycle.
And this isn't just some abstract theory, right? This is happening all around us every single day. Let's look at some real-world places where this plays out.
Let's start with family. How many of us have seen this exact dynamic? The one person who speaks the uncomfortable truth, the one who points out the elephant in the room. What happens to them? They get labeled the difficult one. To keep its fragile peace, the family just shoots the messenger. And this creates this toxic cycle of denial, just racking up karmic debt for the entire family system.
And trust me, this pattern doesn't just stop at the front door. It scales up, big time. At work, the employee who raises an ethical red flag is suddenly the one with the attitude problem. Whistleblowers become total outcasts. And in our society at large, how often do we see victims getting asked what they did wrong, while the person who caused the harm gets a free pass? It's the same karmic drain, just on a massive scale.
And this brings us to a really, really critical point. Your karmic account isn't drained because you failed at something. Trying and falling short, that doesn't make you spiritually bankrupt.
What destroys your merit is this deliberate moral inversion, that conscious choice to protect a lie at the expense of the truth.
Okay, so we've found the leak, we know what it is, now how in the world do we fix it? Let's get super practical and talk about how to actually protect your karmic account from this crazy drain.
All right, here's a 4-step plan to keep your merit safe. First up, the power of the pause. Seriously, before you jump to blame, just take a breath. Let your viveka, your inner wisdom, kick in. Second, own your part. Taking responsibility is like putting a patch right on that leak in your karmic reservoir. Third, defend the innocent. You don't have to be a loud hero. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just refuse to agree with a lie. And finally, and this one is huge, choose truth over your tribe. Your loyalty to what is true has so much more karmic weight than loyalty to any person or group.
And here's a really freeing thought. This is all an inside job. The Gita tells us that just seeing clearly is more important than winning the argument. You don't actually have to win the fight. You just need to align yourself, inside, with the truth. That alone is an incredibly powerful act of karmic preservation.
So as we wrap this up, let's just boil this all down to its most essential truths. The first one is so simple but so profound. Clarity protects karma. Your number one line of defense against this karmic drain is to just see things as they really truly are.
And the second truth just flows right from that. Justice preserves merit. Every single time you stand for fairness, every time you insist on putting responsibility where it actually belongs, you're not just doing the right thing, you are actively building a shield around your own spiritual progress.
And finally, here's the ultimate takeaway from all of this. Discernment determines destiny. Those seemingly small choices you make every single day, the choice to see clearly, to blame fairly, to honor the truth even when it's really hard, well, they aren't small choices at all. They are the very atoms that build the reality of your future. So the question is, what future are you building, one choice at a time?